What's up, YouTube? It's Mr. Ferguson here once again. Thank you guys for coming back for another video here in Central North Carolina. As I sometimes like to mention, I am not a professional. I'm a DIYer here in Central North Carolina. So thank you for tuning in. We're going to jump right into it today, guys. I want to talk about pre-emergent one more time, and I want to talk about herbicides. Recently, I've done a little bit of spraying here at my home other than pre-emergent, so we have done that, and I want to show you what I'm talking about. Also, something that I constantly forget to do as far as spraying my pre-emergent. Some of our friends up north, they've yet to do this. They've had snow on the ground, they've just had the weather. It's just not time with the soil temperatures here. Sorry, let me adjust my camera there. So we want to continue to remember them. We're all at different phases here in regards to pre-emergent. So we've already done it here in my lawn. We didn't water it in only to be able to test, will the pre-emergent still work if we don't water it in on my lawn? We're gonna find out. If you do pre-emergent, obviously you want to water it in, at least half an inch of water. You wanna make sure that barrier gets in your soil. So we're gonna turn the camera around. I wanna show you what I'm talking about as far as some of the spraying I've done. So I wanna talk a little bit about weed control coming out of winter and what you may want to look at now, and also just show you one of the pre-emergent things while spraying that I did this year that I typically forget about that you may want to consider as well if you've not done your pre-emergent just yet. So it's been a while since we've been back here in my lawn, guys, and the first thing is that really whatever the last application we did on the channel, the color has really remained all winter. It's looked great. So that's one thing I can say about my lawn. What you'll notice through as we walk around the lawn briefly in this video, it's bumpy, the growth. You know how when we don't mow in a while, it's grown in some areas, it's not grown in other areas, so it's kind of uneven, and I'm eager to get out here and mow it and level it all back out again, put some lawn stripes in it. But then again, I'm not so eager. I don't want to do it too early and just jump right into mowing when it's still, we're in North Carolina, we're going to have cooling, we're going to have warming. So I'm not eager also to really jump into fertilizing it either, which is going to cause a lot of growth in it. So the color looks good. Just wanted to mention that. So we still have signs of it as we just show you a little bit right here in front of me. We still showing signs of the yellowing and, you know, from the frost and some of the 20s, but we really haven't had those, we've had warmer mornings lately, and some of the temperatures are going to be in the 50s again, but we're going to go right back up into, like today, in the mid 60s. So we're just on this warming trend currently. But as far as talking about pre-emergents and herbicides, the first thing I'm going to mention is you don't have to come out and say, I've got to go out there and spray all my cool season broadleaf weeds, or else, you know, or it's just going to look ugly. Well, the heat will knock out a lot of the cool season weeds on its own. However, we can assist the hot weather or do it sooner by spraying it with things like Speed Zone. I love Speed Zone. We've talked about it a lot on this channel. 2,4-D product. It's very strong. 2,4-D is also in some of the products we see at Lowe's and Home Depot, but it's very small amounts, and that's why it takes almost a whole bottle to do what I've done here. So after we did pre-emergent, I finally, after talking about it in so many videos, it looks so bad and nasty, I finally got some Speed Zone 1 to 1.3 ounces in a gallon of water, and I devastated all of these little clovers right here, and I sprayed them really well. So you can see they're all dead. Some of it is still trying to hang on back there. This brick needs to be cleaned. These rocks need to be refreshed, but you can just see some of the damage when we hit it with Speed Zone. You're going to see this is probably about 5 days after I sprayed it. I did not use a surfactant, and I want to say that Speed Zone may have a surfactant in it already. I can't remember. One of the products I use already has surfactant, so you'll have to check the label of what herbicide you're spraying. But here's what I'm seeing a lot of mostly, and it's these little just clover looking stuff. Speed Zone is tearing it up. I may need to just kind of clean these up maybe a little bit more with another shot of it maybe, but most cases it happens like this. Maybe these just got a little more of the herbicide than maybe this over here, and I need to clean these up a little bit. Now, when we're talking, I'll show you some more weeds that I've had to spray that I finally have had weeds in my front yard. I'll show you those in a second. But when we're talking about prodiamine, remember our northern folks, their soil temperature, some of them's got snow on the ground, they're not there yet. So we're not all just, okay, pre-emergent's done. We're also going to be doing our second pre-emergent app of prodiamine, the split applications. We're going to be doing that soon as well when our temperatures bump up in the 60s. So once we get there, we'll be doing our second application of prodiamine. But one of the things I always forget, and one of the things that I really focused on while spraying, and I took my time this year, is we all may have a neighbor. This is Mr. Brandon's house. They're great neighbors. I don't have any problems with them whatsoever. So I don't want that to be like, oh, you're talking crap about your neighbor. The whole dominating thing, that is so, I'm over all of that. I'm not trying to dominate my neighbors. I just try to make my lawn look great. Some people put a little effort, some people put a lot of effort. I'm one of those nuts, like many of you that are watching grass on the YouTube channel. You're probably a nut if you're watching this. But I focused a lot of my prodiamine on the line. We got to be careful about that, because if our neighbor's going to plant grass seed, we don't want to be that neighbor to prevent their seed from coming up, right? So sometimes there may need to be communication there, and we need to be responsible and not spraying over our property line. But I got right on my property line here, and even focused on the mulch and on the trees here, because obviously if they don't do pre-emergent, they're going to have crabgrass, they're going to have weeds. Well, I don't want that filtering into my mulch. So I see, even though we didn't water it in, I did spray prodiamine all through the edge of my property line, which is the other side of the mulch here, as well as on these trees. I do have a sick arborvitae, I think that's the name of it, over here. My dad had one of these too. So let me know what I need to buy to put on this thing. It's just over the past, 4 months, it's like, I think there's little bugs that eat it, and my wife said it was something else that's different. But this is the only tree. All the other trees are looking healthy and green. This one has got a lighter brown color. Let me know so I don't have to research that, because I'm just being lazy. But on your property lines, don't forget to maybe you just go a little bit over the side of your property line, just to stop any of your neighbors' weeds that may want to try to come over into your lawn. That's why pre-emergent is so important. We want to stop weeds in our lawn, and we don't want crabgrass getting thrown all over when they mow, and they're mowing their weeds and they're throwing it over in your lawn. It's not going to affect it because you got pre-emergent, so that seed is just sitting on top of a pre-emergent barrier like dithiopyr or prodiamine. So I am going to leave links below for prodiamine, for domyown.com, for herbicides like 2,4-D, like dementia, like speed zone. If you need anything, use the links below. It helps support me, and it helps you get what you need. Also, same thing, I did some pre-emergent. I always had crabgrass back here on the back side of this mulch. And so I focused this year. I said, okay, let me do a line of, prodiamine back here and see, does it prevent it all the way over here? And does it prevent it coming up in my mulch for my trees here? I also, Miss Ferguson, don't kill me, but I tried some over here in this section as well as the rocks. I don't know, and you can even see some though, because we didn't water it in and it has rained. You can see some of the prodiamine right there. It's that's not pollen, that's prodiamine. So I did spray it in this section as well. So I'm trying to see, okay, if we spray it over our rocks, there's some more death of the weeds from the speed zone right there. But if we spray it over stuff like this, will it prevent these weeds from coming up like these guys right here in the springtime? And also over here at the mulch area, killed a lot of weeds over here with speed zone. You can see some of the death that occurred here. Excuse me, even on, starting to rain a little bit too, but even on the edge right here, I had some stuff that I had to get out here and kill. Now, summer, I think, would handle a lot of this, but I just went ahead and assisted it because back here where I record in those rocks, those weeds were driving me nuts. And you can see all of the death from my speed zone here. Speed zone works, that's why I promote it, and that's why I use it. Now, over here in the front yard, here's the bumpiness I was saying. We've got uneven growth, some high growth here, it's lower over here, the colors are like different. We've got lighter color out there, the wind's blowing, I apologize. We got a different color over here. It just don't look great right now. It's still, we're not fully in spring yet, but once we get that wind chimes, man, I'm gonna shoot them. I hate wind chimes. But we're gonna get fertilizer, we're gonna get it all the same color, we're gonna mow it, it's gonna perk up in no time as soon as we get the warmer temps. I even had to take my speed zone out here because I think our fall pre-emergent has worn out. And again, we transplanted a lot of grass here, so I don't know how it's taken that, but there's weeds there, there's weeds there, there's weeds over here. I never get weeds like this here, so I don't know why it's popped up this year, but I've hit this with Speed Zone. You can see it doesn't like it, but it looks like it's been about 4 days, I want to say, so they're not dried up and shriveled yet. I may need to hit these. This don't even look like it laughed off my little Speed Zone. Maybe it's at the bottom of the tank or something, or at the top of the tank, I don't know. But anyways, I may need to hit these again, but if I don't, I think the summer would kill this off. I'm not too concerned, but when you got time between basketball games or whatever you may be watching on TV, you can just come out, put a gallon in, put 1.1 to 1.3 ounces of Speed Zone in, and boom, you could just walk around and kill all of this. So again, we've got yellow grass still popping in. Our baby grass is continuing to slowly come in, but it's infested with weeds here. So this Speed Zone will not hurt your good grass. It only hurts the weeds and will kill this stuff. And so you can see that over here. So that's probably why some of it is a more yellow color from the herbicide, but it is killing the weeds right there. So, and then we got Mr. Poetrib that continues to pop up all over the place. I just haven't been in the mood to dig up my whole yard this year. We've been dealing with the project lawn and other things. So that's pretty much it, guys. Just remember, on your pre-emergent, you want to make sure you not only put it all in your lawn, spray it in your flower beds. Now, we're not planning on planting flowers, and if we do, we'll just break the barrier and plant the flower, and it'll be fine. I cleaned up a lot over by the brick as well. This brick area likes to get full of weeds. It looks like a lot of them died off. This is Poa annua. Speed Zone will not kill Poa annua. It can hurt it like this guy, but it's probably just going to shake it off and recover, similar to your fescue, rye, cool season grass. So that's really it today. Just want to do a weed video talking about weeds in the lawn, talk about preventing weeds with pre-emergence, with tenacity, with prodiamine, with dithiopyr, dementia, whatever products you may need. Check the description below. I like to just walk around casually and just spray and just kill it, and help the warm weather out, and clean it up like you see over here in these different areas. And so it definitely works. You see the proof. All this bright greenness that we had before has just it doesn't like it anymore. So maybe that'll be our thumbnail right there, even though it's not a pretty picture of the brick. But anyways, we're cleaning it up. We need to refresh this, get rid of some of the moss as well that's right there. So anyways, God bless you guys. I am going to be going tomorrow to that NC State course, talking about turf grass and turf management down in Wilmington. So I will let you guys know my thoughts on that. I'll be leaving tonight and hopefully coming back tomorrow night, and I'll have to just fill you in on the highlights of what I learned, some of the things. Obviously, it's going to be a full day course talking with professors and people that do turf grass for a living. So a lot of knowledge will be in the room. So hopefully it'll benefit me, benefit you all. God bless you. Thank you for tuning into this video. Hope you have a fantastic Wednesday. We'll see you next time.